Hello, my name is Squarkins, and this is going to be one of my mini videos over rune guides, and this video is specifically going to cover the objective of understanding the value of a rune. So, we're looking at my second account. My second account is currently at B12, so this guide is specifically for those players that are at GB7, and you're working towards GB10, maybe you're at GB11, 12, and maybe you're working towards making a more stable team, or maybe even looking for a Dragons team. Stuff like that. And when you're at that point in the game, you're kind of getting all these runes in and you're trying to figure out, okay, which ones are good, which ones kind of suck, right? So part of going through that process is understanding the values of the runes first. That's what this guy's going to cover. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this rune right here. So I want you to look at this rune and I want you to think, what was the default grade of this rune? Was it a green rune? Was it blue? The rare? Was it purple? Was it legend? And keep in mind that's plus 12. And so when you plus 12 a rune, it becomes legend, of course, because you get their last substat. But look at this rune, look at the stats here and tell me. Or try to think about what the default grade was. Okay? Because that's what this whole objective is. If you can tell me what the default grade is, then you're good to go, right? But let's look at the roles. So looking at this chart I got from Reddit, from VClips, and I also trimmed it so the whole chart has like the max rolls, each stat, min. But I'll just clip the first part. And so this first part tells you your beginning values, your starting values, and the amount of rolls whenever you roll it. So like when you get a rune, let's say you get a rare rune, it comes with 2 subs. Those subs can have values between those numbers. When you roll it, it adds on this same amount that it could have started with. So for example, if I had a rare rune that started 6 speed, that was 6-star, and I rolled it and it rolled into speed, then it would either roll between 4 or 6 added on. And so one thing to notice about this chart though is if you look at this chart, because it's like I said, this is around B7, B10, you're getting those 5 stars, right? If you look at the max value of the 5-star and look at the min value of the 6-star, right? Notice how the max value of a 5-star is actually higher than the max value or the min value of a 6-star. So just something to keep in mind. So when you're rolling those 5-star runes, don't always, or if you're going through your runes and you're farming B10, those 5-star slot 1, 3, and 5 can actually be pretty good and better than your 6-star runes. Keep in mind that, yeah, you're losing out a little bit of flat stats in 1, 3, 5 because your 1, 3, 5s are going to be your attack, defense, HP flat. But if you're looking for those subs specifically, you can definitely roll better subs in a 5-star rune than a 6-star rune. Things to keep in mind, okay? So, using this chart and looking at this rune, we're looking at, it's a 6-star rune. It has speed, accuracy, crit damage, defense. So you look at it, 17 speed, 7 accuracy, 5 crit damage, 13 defense. Looking at the chart, okay, accuracy is plus 7, that's only rolled once. Crit damage is plus 5, that only rolled once because crit damage can only roll between 4 and 7. And then flat defense rolled 13. You can't, that's one roll. So we're looking at the speed one. We have plus 17. And this is where it gets tricky. Because when we look at it, if this rune started with plus 6 speed base, and then it rolled speed twice, let's say it rolled another plus 6, that's 12, another plus 5, that would be 17. That's 2 rolls, meaning it's a rare rune. Because keep in mind, rare rune, you start with 2 subs, so you get 2 rolls into those previous subs. Or, and this is where it gets a little crazy, this could have started out as a plus 4, rolled another plus 4, that's 1 roll, rolled another plus 4, that's 3 4s, so that's 12. That's 2 rolls, so base plus 2 rolls, and then rolled a plus 5, so that's 3 rolls, meaning it had to be hero. And so 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5, 17, right? Looking at this rune, that's where it gets tricky because this is part of understanding the value. This rune was originally, let me hide the chart. It was, if you guessed it was a rare rune, you were wrong. This was a hero rune. So this rune actually rolled 3 4s and a 5. Could have started with a 5, rolled 3 4s after it when I powered up to plus 9. But that's part of understanding the values of the runes because I literally just turned a hero rune into a rare rune just by having terrible rolls. Keep in mind, this is a slot 2 HP. I generally like to have a lot of speed on my slot 2 HP to make up for the lack of speed for not taking a speed rune. So typically, honestly, for like early game, this is actually not bad at all. This plus 17 speed, plus 7 accuracy, that's exactly what I want. But that's part of it. And so when I look through these runes, let's go through some more examples of some runes and see if you can understand. And I'll pull up the chart as well. And just looking at them, looking at the values, see each well it's ended. Okay. And then seeing if you can see if they were good rolls, bad rolls. So I got this random rune here. Probably got it out of like the box or something. So if you look at it, we have plus 13 crit rate. That's like the death number. Plus 6 speed, plus 9 crit damage, and then I got to roll an accuracy and attack. Let me see. It was 13. So 13, 6, 9, 13. All right. So looking at this, we see that, let's pull up my chart again. And this is where it kind of like, this is just part of it. Like you just get used to like going through and saying, okay, you pretty much memorize that crit damage can roll between 4 and 7, and then you just add it on there. So 9 could have been couldn't even be a 7 and a 4. It could be like a 5 and a 4. Yeah, that's pretty much it. 5 and 4. That's a roll right there. So a base 4 plus a roll. So that's one roll. Looking at the attack, it's at 13. So attack can roll. And remember this line right here, the second line with HP attack defense. This is percent, by the way. It doesn't say percent on here. This is percent. This is flat. So a percent could roll 5 to 8. This has 13, so it could have rolled a 5 and an 8, 6 and a 7. Okay, that's not too bad. Keep in mind, it's also good to note, like, I like to compare my values to, like, the max. Like, what was the possible? Okay, the possible here, if I had a roll, an attack, would have been base 8 and then a roll of 8. And that would be 16. That took way too long. I got 13, so I'm missing 3% attack, so that's not too bad. Right? But then it gets to things like this crit rate. This is plus 13. So a base of 6 and a roll of 6 would have been 12. That means it would have to be like a base of 4, starting at 4, and then 2 rolls of a 4 and a 5. So 13. And then, like I said, I like to compare it to what it could have been. So I have a base and 2 rolls in this crit rate. So it could have been 3 6s, which would have been 18. So I'm missing 5% crit. That's almost a max roll of a 6-star rune. That really makes my runes lose value, because this is missing some. This is actually not too bad, especially early on, especially because you can grind it to help it out. But like this, it uses up 2 rolls and it's very low. It could have been at 12, and that would have lost a whole roll itself right there. And same with the crit damage. Crit damage could have rolled a 7. And then, since this is 2 rolls, a base and a roll, that means that this could have been 14, so it's missing 5%. All right, so that's the thinking I'm going through when I'm looking at these runes. It has everything I need. Yep, it has everything I need. But could it be better? Yeah, it could. Yeah, 5% crit rate is insane. That would have been amazing. That's like the difference between 80 and 85. That's the difference between not critting or having a chance to not crit on water versus, or on fire, versus critting every single time I hit a fire unit with Sigmars, you know? I think I got him to 87 though, so he's fine. But that's the thing. And then same with this rune. Let me move my chart. Looking at it, since I had 3 rolls in speed, the max speed I could have gotten was 24. So 17 is what? 7 less than 24? That's more than a whole roll lost to min rolls, right? So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about understanding the values of the runes. And when you just look through the runes and you say, okay, what was this before? Just understanding that, did I lose that like quality of rune because of my rolls? And then just comparing them to other runes, right? And that also kind of shows you, like, this rune right here could have been this HP percent rune could have been a rare rune. And this rare rune, like, this looks, I mean, for a starting account, this is perfectly fine. I would definitely like switch this off. I think I could probably like replace this rune. Yeah, I could probably replace that rune with this. I'll lose some defense, but like 2 speed, 7 accuracy, like that would be good. Let me move this. 7 accuracy, that would put me at 65 for dragons. For dragons be 12. and a little bit of speed, like that's fine. But like I said, that's just understanding the values of the runes as you go through them, okay? So that way when you're rolling your runes, you know what you're looking for. Because if you're rolling your runes and just not sure what the potential could be, it also makes it a little more difficult, okay? So that's just understanding the values of your runes. And now that we understand our values of the runes, now we can go to the next video. It'll probably be about ruining those new teams, stuff like that, upgrading, what to look for, stuff like that. All right. Thank y'all for watching. We won. Amazing. What did I get? I have like 0. I need to do my guild battle. I like 0 monsters. Let's see if we get something good. If we get a scroll, we'll summon it right now. No lightning. Okay. 6-star rune. +5 speed. I don't need this right now. If I was like starting early game, I would definitely take this and roll it and try to get a double roll in speed. I'm gonna sell it. All right, that ends this video, and then on to the next. Bye.